Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to undervolt your laptop with Throttlestop. I talked about this button before, the FIVR button, and this is the button we are going to use to get into the undervoting menu. So you have to click on this button. Here we are. As you can see, I already undervoted my laptop. I undervoted my CPU core and CPU cache already. But I'll be showing you how I did it. I will have to reset everything. So this is what I do, and this is what I do. I also do this. So to undervote your CPU, you have to click on CPU core and then click on unlock adjustable voltage. When that is checked, you need to offset the voltage. Use this button, this option I mean. You put the range at 250 or whatever you prefer, but I think 250 is perfect. So you have wider values to tinker with. So with this being at 250 millivolts, what I do is, you don't want to go forward, you don't want to use the increment button, you want to reduce the voltage, you're undervolting it. You should make sure not to drag it this way. This way you'll be overvolting it or increasing the voltage. What you want to do is to drag it the other way. So what I do is I take it down. My CPU, I think I won the lottery because I can comfortably undervolt up to 161 millivolts. But usually I keep it at 150 for safety. So here I have 150.4 millivolts. Every other thing should be left as they are. And you should do the same for CPU cache. When you click on CPU cache, you check unlock adjustable voltage. You don't use this, not the voltage button, not the voltage option. You use the offset voltage option, and then do the same for the CPU cache as you did for CPU core. You want to go negative. Make sure you're going negative. So I'll go minus 150 millivolts, minus 150.4 millivolts. This is it. Now you go to Intel GPU. This you can go a little bit, let's say 150. You don't have to go too high on this one because this is only for your integrated graphics card, which is the same as your CPU. But sometimes this helps. So mine, I can go up to 110, minus 110 millivolts. So I click on unlock adjustable voltage. But for the sake of this video, I'll be doing only minus 70 millivolts. And I think that is the best value if you want to be sure you're not going to crash your laptop. So I do this minus 70.3 millivolts and I'm good. So as you can see, I have CPU core at minus 50.4, CPU cache at minus 50.4. You want to make sure that your CPU core and CPU cache values, offset values are the same. They should be exactly the same. Your Intel GPU value, offset value can be anything. It can be minus 50 millivolts, it can be minus 40 millivolts, it can be minus 70, minus 100. You can even decide not to use it at all. But to undervolt your CPU properly, you want to use the CPU core and CPU cache and make sure their offset values are the same. So with that done, you want to click the apply button. Before doing that, you have to check save voltage changes to throttlestop.ini. There are three options here. One is do not save voltages, the other save voltages after throttlestop exists. So, and the third is save voltages immediately. I usually use this button, this option I mean. So once you're sure you've used this option, you want to click on apply, and here we go. Apply. And we're good, right? Yeah, I think so. We're good. Now, something would happen if your undervolt is too much. Maybe you've undervoted your laptop to an extent where your laptop can no longer handle it. Let's say you use minus 200 millivolts. I'm not sure any CPU can handle that. So if you use minus 200 millivolts, your laptop may blue screen, it may go into a blue screen and crash, or you start to see active ads on screen. So it is best to start from a value of 100 for your dedicated for your CPU core. You want to start from 100. Same with your CPU cache, you want to start from 100 and move up from there. But usually I start from 120 because yeah, I'm sure my CPU can handle it, and most CPUs can handle 120. But to be safe, start from 100 and move up. When you do this, when you undervolt your CPU by 100, you want to test it. You can test it by using Throttlestop stress test. Let's say, okay, let me do 100. Now I have 100.6 millivolts on my CPU core, and I have 100.6 millivolts on my CPU cache. I want to apply it and then say okay. Now what I do is I go to TS bench and select let me use 64 and make sure all the threads are selected. Depends on how many threads your CPU have. I have 8, so I'm using 8. I will set that to normal, and here we go, start. So as you can see my CPU here, the clock speed. You can see what is running at. Actually, I'm doing this on battery, so forgive me. I'm doing this on battery, so my tests may not be too accurate for you. And as you can see, I'm done. I'm having 25.6110. Wow, that is high. My previous test was 10.459. Usually the lower the number, the better for you, because it means your CPU took lower time to process this particular size of information, which is 64 megabytes here, I believe. So now I'm taking 25 seconds to process this same information, which it had processed in 10 seconds before. That is not good because I'm running on battery. So on the FIVR menu, there are other options you want to look at. Now, when undervolting your laptop CPU, you want to check which profile you're currently undervolting. Here I'm undervolting my performance profile. I have different undervolts for my battery profile. As you can see, my undervolt for my battery profile is minus 50.4, minus 50.4, and Intel GPU is at minus 90. But previously I had my performance profile at minus 161. I think I had that before I changed it. I had minus 161, but now it's at 100 and CPU cache is at 100. Then I had 161 on CPU core and CPU cache, and 110, yes, I think 110 on my Intel GPU, and it was working very well. So you should try out different values to see what works well for you. The goal is to get to the last thing, to the lowest undervolt which your CPU can handle. So you should keep pushing it, push it until your CPU blue screens or crashes. Then you go down a little bit by adding a little voltage to it. Let's say you tried out minus 100. Let me go to CPU core. I tried out minus 100 and my CPU was able to handle it properly. Everything was running all right. Now I don't want to stop here. What I want to do is I'll go a little bit. Let's say I try out minus 110. Yes, I do minus 110. I do it for both CPU core and CPU cache. Now if I try this out and while doing the test bench, my CPU or my laptop crashes, what I want to do is to come back to Throttlestop and then reduce the undervolt. By reducing the undervolt, you have to add voltage to it. If you had minus 110, you want to reduce it to something around minus 107 or minus 105. And if you try this and it works out well, if you're sure you can still go a little bit higher, you can go maybe minus 107 and still do a stress test to that one. So that is pretty much how to undervolt your laptop CPU. I hope I've been able to help you do it properly on your own laptop. Please tell me in the comments if I missed anything or if I gave any wrong information. I would like to hear from you. So be sure to leave a comment down below. And here we have turbo ratio limit. You can use this to reduce your turbo clocks. For mine, my CPU, when it's on turbo boost and I'm using 4 cores, it will get up to 3.4 gigahertz. When I'm using 3 cores, it will get up to 3.5 gigahertz, 2 cores 3.6 gigahertz, and 1 core 3.8 gigahertz, which is the maximum. Now, if for any reason I want to reduce the turbo boost, I can say let me reduce 1 core to around 3.6, which is 36, and 2 cores to 3.5, and 3 cores to around 3.4, maybe 4 cores to 3.2. This would help you if you're facing power limit throttling issues, but you do not want to totally disable turbo boost feature on your laptop CPU. You can just manually reduce the turbo clocks instead of totally disabling the turbo boost feature, which of course I did not have to disable to fix the power limit throttling issue on mine. So I think that should be all. Every other thing on this page should only be used if you know what you're doing, or if you really need to use it. It's not about wanting, it's about needing to use it. So if you don't need them, don't touch them. And to quickly reset all that you've done, you have to use the reset voltage button or zero offset button. I think both of them should do the same thing. Like, yes, so they'll all do the same thing. This offset button resets the offset voltage, while the reset voltage button will totally remove all that you've done concerning voltage. Then you click apply. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to keep seeing you on this channel for more tutorials like this. Don't forget to subscribe and keep coming back for more videos. Thank you.